All right, what is up, guys? We are back with Attack on Titan, chapter 94, The Boy Inside the Walls. So this is the last chapter in volume 23. And after that, today, actually, I just picked up volume 24. Um, so we're just gonna move as soon as we finish this chapter, man. We're just moving straight into the next one. We're gonna keep doing that, right? So yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited to see what is gonna happen this chapter. Um, After the kind of celebration that was happening on the train. Um, so yeah, I mean, it was just really nice to see, just the kind of Reiner and kind of the relationships that he has with not only Gabby but Falco and a lot of these people on Paradise Island, just to see that he does truly care about them. Was really cool to see that there is I guess stuff that matters on the other side of the ocean, right? Um, so yeah, let's get into this. Okay, so we made it back alive, our beloved hometown. I love how happy Gabby is, dude. I have a really suspicious feeling that I'm gonna love this character. Like, I don't know why, I just feel already that she's like a fan favorite. I didn't even notice her jumping out of the train like that. What the hell? Her all the way up here. Yeah, I just have a feeling that I'm gonna love this character so much. Um, I love the energy that she brings. Okay, so Liberio. We are home. She's like, we're home. Gabby, please, I told you not to yell. And I've told you not to drink so much, lightweight. Who let you have liquor, Colt? Colt looked like he wanted some, and he played right into your hands, Piek. I can't believe he actually vomited all over the train. We really should have shut them up last night. All right. Um. So quiet now, Deputy Braun. 4 years ago, he took full responsibility for the failed Paradise Island operation and nearly had the armor taken away from him. But he proved his allegiance to Marley by risking his life in one successful battle after the next. Now no one calls for him to be stripped of the armor. Yes, he's always showed more loyalty to Marley than any other warrior. That is who Deputy Chief Reiner Braun is. But what was with him last night? He wants me to save Gabby? Why would he tell that to someone like me? He would have been in danger if anyone heard him say those words. But if Mr. Braun thinks the same thing that I do, if he wants to free the Eldians from this war, what are you planning? You keep glancing over at me. It's annoying. What is it? I'm reporting this to the unit as a possible sign of rebellion. Huh? Hey, whose fault do you think this... Huh? Whose fault is it? It's yours, Gabby. Just look at what you've done to him, Gabby. Huh? I didn't do a thing to him. What are you even talking about? Uh, can I believe him? I also wonder like how long Falco has known Reiner. Um, well, I feel like obviously he probably hasn't known Reiner like physically for like maybe too long, and that's just an assumption on my part. But he's definitely probably growing up has heard of stories about the armored Titans. So I guess in a way you could say that he's always like kind of known about Reiner. Um, but I'm just bringing this up because I feel like it's kind of natural, for him to kind of doubt like whether or not Reiner is truly wants to protect Gabby. But I think Reiner obviously is sincere about this, that he wants to avoid Gabby being in the Armored Titan. Um, all right, so where are we heading to? I really hope it's not too dark, my camera. Hope you guys can see it. I'm sorry. I'm like trying to play with like the settings as I'm recording it, like right now. Um, yeah, I don't know. Um, all right, let's go. Grandpa, Grandma, I'm home. Zeke, you've done such a wonderful job. No, I'm not done yet. Colt, Falco, both of you. I'm so glad you're safe. And Colt, what's wrong, Colt? You look pale. Oh, there they are. Dad, Mom, Gabby, did you hear? They said you did an amazing job fighting for Elia. Yeah, it was a little dangerous though, but your bravery saved many lives. We are so proud to have you as a daughter. I'm sure you'll grow up to become the greatest warrior of all. Yeah, I'll try. You see Reiner, of course, in the background, right? As this is happening. I mean, like I guess even for the Eldians as well, like that has to be like I don't know if I would call it like the greatest honor for them to have, their daughter, an Eldian, become, the next warrior, the next armored titan. Um, but I mean, it has to be a huge, like, I don't think you could really, um, I feel like rightfully, say properly just how big of a deal that would be for not only Gabby but for her family as well. Um, Reiner, Mom, you must be tired. Come home and rest. And his mom too. I don't know why that even like did not click with me. That yeah, he would totally have a family on the other side too. Um, I think I'll do that. Aunt Karina, Gabby, we're going to celebrate at home today. Hooray! Come on this way. Can't you even walk straight? Are those injured soldiers, Mr. Kozlow? Stay out of my way, brat. These are Eldians who have suffered psychological trauma. They have no one to care for them. So they're going to be treated at this hospital and probably going to be made in the Titans, right? Um, Even in this country, that's what happens when you spend too long digging trenches. You live long enough with bombs and bullets whizzing by like vroom, uh, kaboom. Come on, Kozlow, knock it off. Man, that's so messed up, man. I'll catch up with you. Are you okay? Please calm down. Your armband is on the wrong arm. It's okay. I'm sure you'll get better. You don't have to fight any longer. And then I fell straight to the ground. The enemies in the pillbox hesitated to shoot a girl, just like I thought. That's a pretty big gamble, Gabby. Like, what? She. Oh my god, dude. That's insane. Like, did you guys hear what she just said? Like, man, that's a huge gamble. So she was. Um, I don't want to say assuming, but she was expecting those soldiers to hesitate once they saw a girl on the battlefield. And I'm not saying it's a bad assumption or not, because I mean I think it is a pretty like um, I don't know. I feel like for like a lot of people that is something that you would stop for a second and kind of hesitate. Um, yeah, I don't know. So like for her, I guess that's like a good expectation for her to have. But still, that's still a huge gamble because what if they did not hesitate? She would have been dead. So, like, that's a pretty crazy gamble on her part. For a kid to make, let alone, man, let alone an adult. But a kid, that's just crazy, dude. But there was still no telling. They could have shot me to death at any moment. That's when I waited for the armor titan to come. And then I saw my one chance through the bombs, and wow! Right on target. The armored titan derailed and flipped over. My big plan was a success. But then as I ran away, the enemy soldiers started shooting at me with a machine gun. I ran toward the hole as fast as I could, And just as I was about to eat lead, Mr. Galliard protected me with the Jaw Titan and saved me. That's incredible, Gabby. You're the savior of Eldia. Reiner, do you think Gabby can become a warrior? Yes, and considering what happened this time, it's all but certain that Gabby will be allowed to inherit the Armored Titan. I'm glad to hear that. For one family to be blessed with two warriors is amazing. We are all proud that Marley has recognized the both of you. All that's left is to wipe out the damned devils who live on that island, and then all Eldians will be able to live good lives. It's okay, Aunt Karina, and I love the shot on Reiner's face after she says that. Because like, I mean, I don't blame her for making that call because she's never met those people on the other side. But it's kind of like what Berthold was saying after his kind of like conversation with Armin. Um, how like neither side is wrong in this situation. Um, so like I don't know, it definitely puts Reiner in a tough spot because he has seen both sides, right? Um, so anyway, it's okay, Aunt Karina. Us warriors will protect Eldians from those island devils. Don't worry. Thank you, Gabby. We may have won the war, but still, there's no telling when those island bastards are going to come to destroy our world. Yes, you can't blame the rest of the world for fearing Eldians given the situation, right, Reiner? Even you were just barely able to escape from those island devils alive. You, the armor of the Marleyan army, the greatest weapon in the world. Come on now. You should not ask that. You know what happens on the island is need to know even inside the military, right? Plus, it's hard on Reiner. We spent 5 years infiltrating that island, living amongst those brutal, cruel devils, right? Even if it wasn't classified, it'd be hard to talk about what happened to him there. You were right. I'm sorry, my nephew. It was thoughtless of me. It's fine. There are some things I can say. I infiltrated the army of that on that island. It was true hell. Everyone there really was a devil. All of them cruel and barbarous. Like the time during our induction ceremony that someone suddenly started eating a potato. When our instructor yelled at her, she answered without hesitation. She said she stole it because it looked tasty. Um, but even that villain must have realized she was in a bad spot. So she tried to buy the instructor off with half of the potato. Well, she said half, but she had the gall to only offer him a tiny piece. None of them knowing the meaning of the word compromise, you see. Yes, they were all hopeless. An idiot who went to the bathroom only to say he forgot what he went in there to do. An irresponsible jerk who only ever thought of himself, and a way too responsible jerk who only ever thought of others. Someone who only ever thought of revenge and those who followed him. And, alongside all those different people, stood us. Dude, I'm getting like sort of teary-eyed, man. Just like hearing him say this because I feel like this is. You guys might have to correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this is kind of like the first sort of like pushback that we're getting from Reiner against, the his orders, him being a warrior, right? Him, his mission of going, to that island and, doing his mission or whatever. And pushback, I mean like it's almost as if he's defending them in this moment right now, and you can really see. I don't want to say that he's torn, but like you can really say or see that like like I don't know, like yeah, like he's defending them almost is what it feels like. Like he's like actually like standing up for them. That like he's getting bothered by the fact that these people who had never his family that have never seen the bastards or the devils on that island. He's getting bothered by what they're saying about them when in reality he was there. He saw them firsthand, and I don't think he sees them as devils at all. I could be completely wrong, but that's just kind of the vibe I get from this conversation so far. Um, anyway, the days I spent there were true hell. I said a little too much. Forget I mentioned that. Different people? What do you mean? They were all bad, right? That's right, Gabby. Only devils live on that island. Devils who turned the world into hell and built their own utopia on top of a mountain of corpses. But we are different. We Eldians from the continent have devoted our lives as we atone for the unspeakable history we brought to Marley, because we are virtuous Eldians. There's no telling when the islanders will use their powerful titans to launch an attack on the world and crush it underfoot. We Eldians must be the ones who prevent them from doing that, because only then will the world recognize us as good people. We must punish the ones who left us here and escaped to that island. The ones who abandoned us. We were abandoned, that's why we live in this walled ghetto. In our veins flows the blood of devils who once did very bad things. If we are not caged up, we will only bother everyone. That's why your father isn't here too, because your father is a Marleyan. It's very against the rules for a Marleyan to have a child with an Eldian. So, this is a secret, okay? We can't be together with him because we are Eldians and are descended from devils. If only you were born to a Marleyan. That's right. Back then I wanted to become a warrior so I could be a Marleyan with my mother. Jeez, man. He was a child soldier. Who told you to walk? Run, you filthy descendants of pigs. Or do you want to become honorary... Or do you not want to become honorary Marleyans? Damn, wait. Marcel, Galliard, you pass. And there's Marcel again. Berthold Hoover, you pass. We're gonna see my girl Annie. Yep, Annie Leonhardt. Impeccable, you pass. Man, dude. I get excited whenever I see a little bit of Annie. I might eventually have to like make a list of like my favorite characters from this series, but Annie is definitely like top 5 for me. It's like any little bit that we get of her, I'm like chomping at the bit for more. Damn it. Mom, I was chosen to be a warrior candidate. Reiner, that's amazing. Now we are only a step away from being honorary Marleyans. Yeah, I promise I'll inherit one of the 9 titans. Did you guys know they say they'll be attacking Paradis in just a few more years? The time has come for us to inherit the titans. The war with the South will be won soon, and the time for us to become warriors is approaching. So I've heard they'll all be reorganizing the warrior unit as part of the army's new structure. Out of us 7 warrior candidates, 6 will be made warriors all at once. Interesting. Yeah, so you got Marcel, Galliard, Pieck, Reiner, Berthold, and Annie in the back. I did it. Now I can become a Marleyan. You didn't do anything. You're obviously the weakest in the group. If one person's getting left behind, it's going to be you. What was that? What are you good at? Are you strong, smart, a good shot, a good fighter? You're none of those things. What they saw in you was the loyalty to Marley you displayed in the written tests, wasn't it? I respect you for that. You make sure to lick the captain's boots every single day. Yes, sir, I promise I'll kill all those island devils, sir. Don't you know who's on that island? Devils who've brought fear to the entire world. It's only a matter of time until they start slaughtering again unless we kill them. Are you insulting our mission? Or are you one of the remaining Eldian restorationists who support King Fritz? Huh? Admit it. I know it's true. I'll report you to the captain. Hey! What's the matter with you? Porco, stop. Anyone could complain about how much they hate the island. You stay here and take care of the place by yourself for 13 years. Damn it. Let's go. Sorry, Reiner. Come as soon as he's done crying. I'm gonna catch another beating from Commander Magath if you're late. Stand up, Reiner. I can't wait. 13 years. Huh? I want to become a Marleyan and live together with my mom and my dad. What do you mean? I can't say. We don't know who's going to have to wait yet. And so, like, I'm sure that they're going to explain this at some point. Um, Possibly it could be in the very next volume because I mean, just based off of the cover for volume 24. I mean, it looks like we're going to get like even deeper, like into Reiner, Berthold, and Annie's like childhood together. So I guess one of my biggest questions, and don't answer this because they will probably answer it down the road, but like why were they like the first ones sent out to Paradise Island? Yeah, like I would be very curious to see like why did they only send the female Colossal and Armored when they also had the Jaw that they could have sent over there, and the other 7 Titans, right? Because they didn't have the attack at the time. Obviously, they didn't have. They had Zeke, but I don't know if they would have actually sent Zeke so soon, because this was the first time that they were going to attack Paradise Island, right? So I don't know if they would go all out and just immediately send Zeke. Like, I'm sure that they probably at first, I'm probably answering my own question now that I think about it. I think it would make sense if they just sent a little bit of the Titans that they did have, to kind of like assess Paradise Island's strength, to see what exactly are we dealing with on that island. So I guess in terms of that, it makes sense why they only felt the need to send 3 of their Titans to the island instead of just like all 7 at once. But it is an interesting thing to think about. Like, what would have happened if right from the jump they sent all 7 out there? Like we probably would not have had this long of a story, but I think it is an interesting thing to talk about. All right, so let's go back. Porco doesn't choose who inherits a Titan. The Marleyan army does. But he's right. I'm at the bottom of the group. Really? I think loyalty is important, right? Don't you agree? Annie. Huh? What? I wasn't listening. Oh, she just killed a roach? Come on, let's go. But are you okay with that? Huh? You'd only get to enjoy that life for 13 years, But then I'd be a hero, right? If I could punish the devils on Paradise who strike fear into all of us, I'd be able to save the Eldian people. No, the whole world. And then I'd make my parents the proudest of all. Ah, I wish something would happen. There you are, Aaron. This is so cool. Seeing like the kind of like both of their childhoods like intersect like this. Man, cool. So I'm really interested to see like um I guess also it's really cool to just establish, that Berthold and Reiner, to a lesser degree Annie, even though Annie was always there, but Berthold and Reiner specifically, like this from the very beginning, just grew, just had like a liking to each other, I guess. And then you kind of see like the other group kind of split off and form, their own clique or whatever. So Reiner and Berholt from the beginning, man, were brothers. So that's really cool. And another thing that I found really really kind of like um, just a cool revelation was because like when we saw everyone, the cadets training together, before they graduated to become scouts or military police or garrison or whatever. um Reiner was very, like successful, like in the training and stuff like that. Like he was, highly ranked in almost everything. I forget how, like, what was his like final, rank amongst, the final 10 or whatever. I want to say he was like in the top 5 in that class, like something around there. But my point is that Ryder was like really really good when he was, uh, during the whole training and all that stuff, right? When he was on Paradise Island, training with Aaron and Mikasa and Armin and Jean, Connie and everybody to become uh scouts and all that stuff. Like Reiner was really really good. He was no joke. So to kind of see, him as a kid, he was kind of bottom of the barrel, not particularly good at anything. He wasn't smart. He wasn't a good fighter. He wasn't really anything. Like the only thing he was good at was just, Gilliard said, just like essentially just kissing the boots of his superiors. And, people only grew a liking to him just because of this crazy, like, I don't know if I would call it like fanatical, but just this like burning desire that Reiner has to just like absolutely destroy, the devils on the that island. Um, and it's almost like that kid is just like, kid Reiner was just like so heavily brainwashed, and like if anyone wasn't as devoted about that mission of taking out the devils or dealing with the devils as he was, um then then you kind of saw that turn that he took on Gilliard, like, oh, like, are you, I forgot what he said exactly, but him getting up in Gilliard's face, and what did he say exactly, like, um yeah, so like, are you insulting the mission, basically? So like, if you're not as devoted as if you're not as hardcore as Reiner is about this, then like I think he even threatened, like, oh, I'm gonna have to tell, our superiors or something like that, right? I'll report you to the captain. He tells Gilliard, and Gilliard's like, what? No, you're crazy, man. um, so yeah, just kind of seeing that, like I said earlier, like almost like a brain, like the kid was brainwashed, basically. I mean, a lot of, like, all the aliens in general were brainwashed, right? Um, I mean, imagine being told every day, that you're basically like, that you're descendants from devils, from absolute scum, and that you have to work your way to kind of prove your loyalty and your worth to, the Marlians and things like that. It's kind of fucked up, honestly. Um, but to kind of see, Reiner, and like, I don't blame the kid either, right? Because I mean, that kid Reiner has been fed that information his entire, childhood up to this point, and to him, that will be the only, his loyalty to Marley, will be the only thing that I like reunites him, with his mom and his dad. So of course he's gonna be super hardcore and devoted about giving his all to Marley, and becoming a warrior, for the sake of his parents, right? So like I don't blame the kid at all, for sure. Um, yeah, I don't blame him at all. You sympathize with Reiner, and that's why I love getting this backstory for him. And it's almost like, obviously it's two different situations, but you can kind of see the same thing a little bit happening to Gabby, like where she really wants to do good, for her parents, and her parents obviously feel that incredibly proud of her, right? That, oh, seemingly she's going to be the next, armored titan, and they're very very proud of her, and things like that. And she's all about making them proud. um so not like a one-to-one correlation between the two, but like I could kind of see it. um and of course, just having Reiner there at that table, just kind of like watching all of this happen, was great too. Um, I guess that's pretty much it. I'm really interested to see, because I mean, it looks like next volume is primarily. I could be wrong, obviously, but it looks like primarily it's going to be a lot of flashback stuff. So I'm curious to see what more are they going to add to Reiner, Berthold, and Annie's story, that we don't already know. So that's going to be interesting to see. Um, I guess that's pretty much it. Also, the confirmation that, Gabby is, Reiner's cousin, I believe. But they are family, so it makes even more sense why he would want to protect her. Um, so that was nice to see. Um, I think that's pretty much it for this chapter. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's the end of volume 23. It was a great volume to start coming off of the anime. A lot of cool stuff happened in this volume, and I'm excited to just keep going, man. So yeah, let's do it. Like, comment, and subscribe for more, Attack on Titan. I was about to say Claymore, but no, Attack on Titan, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.